All right, hello and welcome to our session of Fitessentials. My name is Shauna. We're here in Apache Junction and we're going to be leading class today from this new spot. So we'll see how it all goes. We have good service. We should be in good shape. If you have the bands, we've already added air, so you want to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go ahead and start down on the floor. We're going to come to all fours. We'll do a few cat cows and then we'll be coming onto our back for some glute bridge work today and single leg glute bridge in the second rounds. So when you're ready, go ahead and join me down on all fours. Hands and knees. Go ahead and make a nice wide handprint. Place one hand underneath each shoulder. Set the knees, draw your stomach in, and then when you're ready, you'll start with that exhale, lifting up through the spine, draw the chin into the chest, and then a nice gentle inhale. Draw those shoulders back and down, looking forward. Match it up with your breathing. Maybe about 3 to 4 seconds for an inhale, pausing at the top. 3 to 4 seconds for an exhale, just nice and smooth, nice and fluid. Great time to tune into your body. Try to drop out of your head. Take it through one more series. When you finish, take a moment and lower back into child stretch. So I'll walk the toes together, divide the knees, crawl the hands out in front, lower those hips back. Just a couple of breaths here. Fantastic. From that child's position, we're going to come back to all fours and make your way onto your back. Go ahead and slowly lower down. We'll start by hugging those legs into the chest and rock your body side to side. We're going to have 3 rounds here. We're going to be working our bridge and our hollow position. On round 1, we're going to go a double leg bridge. On rounds 2 and 3, you'll have the option for the single leg. So after you've rocked out your low back, when you're ready, we'll go ahead and bend the knees, place the feet flat on the ground, hands to the side, readjust the head as needed to make sure your chin's in a solid position. And then whenever you're ready, you'll start that double leg bridge, elevating those hips up, slowly lowering down. Just work your way into it. Breathing out as you raise the hips up, breathing in as you lower. Go ahead and just relax those eyes closed. Tune into your body. I'll keep my eye on the time. It's great practice to pause the top, especially on this first round. Kind of wake that body up. We're just over halfway. As those hips start to rise a little bit higher, start to pull the chin in towards your chest. Get a little length through the back of the neck. Maybe 1 or 2 more, lowering down, raise the hips high. When you come back down, go ahead and pause. Short break, hugging those legs back in. And we're going to stay on our back. Next, we're going to be working that hollow position. So for the hollow, you want to think like a hollow boat. So it's good to start with the knees bent unless you're experienced with this position. Arms come up to overhead. And then when you're ready, you raise the arms, raise that upper body. Start with the knees bent, drawing that stomach in. And then you can start to extend one leg at a time. Extend it out, draw it in, alternating sides. Breathing in as you draw the knee in. Welcome, Jean. Fantastic. We're going to go about another 10 seconds here. We'll have some different variations throughout this hollow body. Bent knee is always the best choice if you have any kind of strain in that low back. And 3, 2, 1, and pause. Great job. Just rest the legs down for a second. Readjust those shoulders back and down. Jean, if you want to loosen up that low back a little bit, we did our double knee to chest earlier. And we also did a double glute bridge to start. But now we're going to get ready for set 2. We're going to move into that single leg glute bridge. So let's keep the left leg on the ground. Go ahead and extend your right leg up in the air if you feel ready to start that single leg. And then from here, we'll go ahead and begin. Pushing down through the heel, raising either one or both hips up. Breathing in to lower. Breathing out as you drive up. We're going to go 30 seconds on each side. Control down, drive high. And on this single leg bridge, I'm intentionally using my upper body to support as well, pushing into the backs of my arms. Focus to keep those hips nice and level. And 2, 1, go ahead and pause. Bring that right leg down, extend the left leg up. And when you're ready, going into that second side. You're gonna have that right foot firmly planted, really pushing into that foot. Breathing in to lower, breathing out as you lift up. Still bracing through that upper body. Excellent. 10 more seconds. There you go. Looking in the back of that body to fire. 2, 1, and rest. Great job. Bring the arms out to the side like scarecrow arms. 2 knee twist is next. Both knees come to one side, turn the head, look over that opposite shoulder. And then bring those legs up and across, same thing other way. Excellent. As we go back to round 2 of the hollow body, I'm going to start to play with some flutter kicks with those legs extended. You can go kicks up and down or kind of crossing the feet one over top of the other. So when you're ready, raise those arms up to overhead. You can start with the knees bent. Go ahead and come up in that hollow boat position. If you feel like you can extend those legs straight out, you can flutter the feet, point the toes, bring the legs up and down, and you can alternate that with a crisscross, crossing the ankles over and below one another. Awesome. Remember that key point of focus, lower back, drawing the stomach in. Fantastic. 10 more seconds. Keep breathing here. Keep drawing that stomach in. Bend those knees in if you need to. 2, 1, and rest from there. Great job. Return to that double knee to chest. Give yourself a little bit of a break. And we're going to come to that final round, going back to that single leg bridge. All right, starting in 10 seconds. Left foot planted. Right leg's going to extend. Bring those arms to the side, palms down. And here we go, up and down. Nice, Kathy. Really pushing through the back sides of those arms. It's going to engage the back as well. Keeping your gaze straight forward, looking up towards the ceiling or sky if you get to be outside today. 10 seconds, then we'll switch legs. Really raise those hips nice and high. Focus to keep them level. 2, 1, and switch sides. Bend the one down, extend the other up, and go for it. Awesome. Nice strong breath work as you breathe out, as you raise the hips. Good work. Halfway through. Feel that hamstring fire in the back of the thigh. You get that hamstring activation a bit more when we work that single leg. 1 or 2 more reps. And pause. Great job. Take about 10 seconds, maybe windshield wiper the legs a little bit, just a short break, and then we'll go into that final set of hollow bodies, practicing those flutter kicks and the crisscross. 2, 1, come on up. So knees bent, and then if you want to extend those legs, so I'll start with the crisscross this time. 1 foot over top of the other, stomach drawn in, chin nice and neutral. Fantastic. All right, halfway through, you can move in that flutter kick if you'd like. Pointing the toes, continually drawing that stomach in, 10 seconds to go. Woo, it's a tough position. 2, 1, and we are all done there. Whew. All right, great job. Let's go back to that double knee to chest, or not, sorry, or the 2 knee twist. Whichever you choose, 2 knee twist will take you a little bit deeper into that spinal twist. Double knee to chest will be a little bit more forgiving. All done on our backs here. Once you loosen up that low back, go ahead and make your way back to all fours. We're going to come up into down dog as we make our way to standing.
Alrighty, nice wide handprint. Turn those toes under, raise those hips up. We'll start with a little down dog pulse. So I just pulse my heart towards my thighs. Breathing in as I rock forward. Breathing out as I rock back. Talk to you later. And then when you're ready, go ahead and pedal out those heels. We got a little bit of options for some jumping coming up in our later circuits. Just get a nice stretch for the calves. Ah, fantastic. And then when you're ready, start to walk the hands towards the feet, feet towards the hands, and then slowly come up out of that forward fold position. So keep that soft bend in the knees and bring yourself up to standing. Fantastic. Once you get there, let's grab a short drink. We did some good activation of the backside because we have some single leg work coming up next from standing. We're going to be practicing our single leg deadlifts today. As you take a drink of water, go ahead and warm up a few squats as well. So sinking down, standing tall. But yes, just squatting as our second movement in between our single leg deadlift. Good. Once you've warmed up a few squats, now we'll just do a couple hip circles. Be a short transition here to get us going to the next piece. 3 to 5 circles one way, and then 3 to 5 circles the other way. Fantastic. I'm going to take you through the first round without any weights on the single leg deadlift work. I am going to pick up a nice light dumbbell, just 5 pounds, to give a little bit of weight for our squatting motion. It's going to be a squat with the overhead reach, and then a squat without the overhead reach. So just kind of building into that. Raise those arms up to overhead. Let's give a short little side stretch here. And we're going to get started here in about 20 seconds. We've got 40-second intervals. And on the deadlift, we are going to bring it into that high knee position. So toes are pointing forward. Let's start on your right leg. Have a little bend in that knee. Really draw up through your stomach. Squeeze those shoulders back. And then on that single leg, you're going to be hinging forward. Reaching for the ground, back toe points down, and then as we stand tall, we pull that knee up to the front. Good, breathing in, reaching back. Standing smooth, draw that knee up, awesome. So hips as level as you can. This motion is all about challenging our control more than speed. Beautiful. Back toe points down, raise up, knee draws into the chest. Fantastic. Maybe one more time, 10 more seconds. Control, stand, and raise up. 2, 1, and rest after you finish that movement. Good, lots of time to transition here. So no rush in finishing that movement. And then if you want to take a nice light weight, squatting in between legs. Set the feet about hip width apart. When you're ready, we'll start to lower into that squat. On the first rep, I'm going to squeeze the glutes, push the weight up to overhead, or just raise your hands. On the second rep, I'm just going to do a traditional squat without that overhead reach. So we do 1 overhead reach, 1 without. Excellent. When you raise those arms to overhead, be very intentional. Squeeze the glutes. Focus on the front of the rib cage, not to let it flare out. Not to overstretch that low back, or overarch the low back would be a better phrase. Wonderful, 10 seconds to go. It's our first of 3 rounds. Wonderful movement. And 2, 1, and rotate. Good. You can set that weight down. We're going back to the single leg deadlift. Now it's going to be the left leg down. Toes are pointing forward. Feet just underneath those hips. Draw everything up and in, coming onto that left leg. And then when you're ready with a soft bend in the knee, I'm going to take my time, hinging forward, reaching for the ground. Cycle through, knee comes high. Breathing in, extend out. Beautiful. Way to keep those hips and shoulders square. As the chest bows forward, the thigh drives high. Yep. This is an exercise I find easier without shoes on because that grounded leg can kind of grip the floor a little bit easier, have a stronger base of support. Less than 10 seconds, maybe one more time. Cycling forward, standing tall, and resting from there. Awesome. All right, we're gonna move into some lateral work next, starting with a little side step arm swing. Very good. And then we're gonna transition, working our balance again, but now stepping behind and bowing down. We'll build into that balance work. Keep the foot on the ground initially. Get about 2 or 3 on each side with that back foot down. There you go. And then we have about 20 seconds left. If you want to bring that back foot off the ground, challenge that balance in a different plane of motion here. Over and up. Fantastic. Over and stand. Good. I mean, 1 more on each side. And 2, 1, take a rest. All right, getting ready for round 2. We'll be back to that single leg deadlift on the right leg. If you want to hold a light weight, either 1 in each hand, or I'm going to hold 1 right between my hands. Walking those toes in, feet in, toes pointing forward. Draw the stomach in, squeeze the shoulders back. 2, 1, starting into round 2. Bowing down, standing tall. Raise that knee up. Good. Boop, boop. Hard to watch the screen and stay focused. Very nice. Good. I know it's like, where do I put the weight? Maybe just curl it into your chest when you bring that knee high, and then keeping it close to your body as you bow forward. Nice. Good control, Jean. Looks great, Kathy. Woo. Can really feel that right foot gripping the ground. The arch of that foot starts to get a little bit tired. Finish that rep and then take a rest. We're moving into our squats next. We got that overhead reach on the every other rep. So if you want to go add some weight this time, or maybe just a little bit more weight, now I'm going to hold 1 weight in each hand. Walk the feet just a little bit wider, so about hip width apart, slight toe out, and 2, 1. Here we go, sinking into that squat, squeeze those glutes as you raise those arms up. Nice. Now that we're into our second round, if you want to move just a little bit faster, ensure that you have control in the bottom, knees tracking out, keeping them nice and aligned with the toes. Fantastic. Eyes looking up and forward, that's going to help encourage that chest to stay tall. Moving well. 10 seconds to go. Good. Finish that sequence and take that rest. All right, we're back to the single leg deadlift. Now with the left leg as your support. Walking the feet in, toes forward. When you're ready, here we go. Bowing down. There's a tendency for the leg that's reaching back to swing out and away. So watch the toes don't start to point away from your body. You want to point right down towards the ground. And you want to feel like you're really trying to fire that glute on the leg that's moving through, so you can raise that thigh up, keep it in alignment with the torso. Fantastic. Over, up, whoo, readjust the balance. I mean, 1 more time. When you finish that rep, go ahead and rest, setting the weight down. We're gonna get a little bit faster movement this second round, a little bit of rebounding hops to start, and then we'll move into those balanced skier steps. Excellent, just pump those arms to the side, nice and light on the feet. 10 more seconds here, and then we'll go into those lateral skier steps. Good. Feel free to briefly raise those arms up, open the shoulders. Woo. Good, shake it out. And then the second 30 seconds, now you can keep the foot on the ground if you feel a little bit wobbly. Long spine as you bow forward. And then if you want to keep that challenge of the balance, start to raise that back foot up. Excellent. Good. This is our intermediate level class. Those of you who are here making it look fairly easy, but obviously it's not always as easy as it looks. 2, 1, and take a rest. Alrighty, we're gonna take 30 seconds. Those of you wearing the bands, go ahead and let the air out. We're at that 20-minute mark. We back to it in about 15 seconds. Final round, have nearby what weights you want to use. Alrighty, back to that single leg deadlift. Right foot stays planted. 2, 1, here we go. As you bow down, find that spot to focus on. Really good. Just really feel yourself draw that stomach in. Hips are nice and level. If you are reaching for the ground, keep that weight close to the body so you're lowering it down right by that support foot. Fantastic. One more cycle. Over, stand, and take that rest. Good job. Shake it out. Final time with that squat to overhead reach. So see what weights you want to use. Feet just outside the hips, toes with just a slight toe out. And then when you're ready, all the way down, raising those arms to overhead. And this is our third and final round. So great time to kind of push that edge with good control. Nice. Good. Halfway through. Eyes looking forward. Driving through those feet. Strong push into the ground. Drive yourself tall. 10 seconds. Woo. 2, 1, and pause. All right. Single leg deadlift left. Left leg. Left leg's the support leg, toes forward. Nice deep breath. And when you're ready, here we go. The more tired you are, the more intention you need to have for that movement. Keeping control. Great work. Really gripping those toes down. Driving that back leg up. Nice work, Jean. Moving well, Kathy. Hinging forward. There goes my balance. Bringing it through. 10 seconds to go. And do one more sequence. Over, up, and pull that knee up. When you finish that sequence, go ahead and rest. There's our 40 seconds. Awesome job. All right, final minute of blood flow. Then we're going to have a stretch break. So we're back to that skier hop. A nice little bounce in your system. Pump those arms to the sides. Good job. And then let's go jump jack. 15 seconds here. And then we'll go final 30 seconds with that skier step or balance. All right, here we go. So the step just simply means you leave the back foot on the ground. And then the balance is where we pick that back foot up off the ground. Squeeze the shoulders back as you stand tall. Good. 10 seconds left. Maybe one more on each side. 2, 1, all done there. Nice work. Grab a drink of water. We're gonna do a couple of stretches and then we'll get ready for our last sequence. All right. Stagger stance from standing. If you want to come down to lunge, you can, but we're going to stay standing to demo this time. If the left foot's back, raise that left arm up, bending at the elbow, draw the chin in, make sure the ribs are tucked in as well. Pull that elbow back. And then I want you to focus on that back hip. So shift the hips forward, squeeze the glute, and then side bend towards your right leg. Holding for a couple of breaths, come out of it, relax the hips back, invite the hips forward, eyes up, side bending towards that lead leg, and then just a gentle rotation, peering up past that left elbow. And release. Great job. In between sides, little side step arm swing. Moose, just relax. You guys stay up there, buddy. There you go. Shaking out those arms. And now we'll do the same thing on the other side. So anchor your left foot forward, step your right leg back, lower back onto that heel, draw the ribs down as you raise that arm up. Bend the elbow. Hi, buddy. Bend the elbow, grab the elbow, and bend it to the side. You don't have your leash on. Okay, buddy. Breathing there. Squeeze the glute. Coming out of it. Coming back into it. Hip forward, elbow up, bend to the side, and now you'll rotate looking up past that right elbow. Fantastic. All righty, come out of that, shake it out. Behind the back stretch is next while I go grab a leash from Moose. Interlace those hands, wide base stance as you send those hips back. Come with me, buddy. You can go on the kettlebell. Stay here. Very nice. Couple more breaths there into the back. And then on that next inhale, go ahead and come on back to standing. Fantastic. From here, quad stretch. Quad stretch. On one leg, grab the foot, pull the heel towards the glute. Soft bend in that knee. We got some newer movements coming up in this next sequence. We're gonna be doing 3 times through. You are gonna want to have like a light to moderate dumbbell. I'm gonna use about 10 pounds or so. We're gonna be doing some crossbody chops. Go ahead and release that foot, same thing, other side. Squeeze the shoulders back, grabbing that foot. Dumbbell or a kettlebell would work as well. Awesome, 10 more seconds here. The leg that you're stretching, try to squeeze the glute on that side, help invite the front of the hip to relax. And 2, 1, go ahead and release. Excellent job. All right, I'm going to show you really quick, and then we'll get into it. Crossbody chop, I'm going to hold the dumbbell by each end. If I had a kettlebell, I'd hold it by the handles, and it's going to go from one hip, I push the hip back, and then up over the shoulder. So I go like right, would be your right hip over the left shoulder, getting some diagonal work in here, working our hips and our obliques in a different manner, okay? So that's the newer movement with the weight. But before we go to that, go ahead and set the weights down, standing tall. We're gonna start here, just like a little like a figure 4 tap, bringing the foot towards the opposite hand, giving it a little tap there. Very nice. One side and then the other. We'll also be practicing this similar movement behind the back. Maybe one more on each leg. And rest. Go ahead and pick up that weight we talked about. Light to moderate. Feet about hip width apart. Really key here, you want to pull the belly in, and then we're going to take the weight towards your right hip, and then you're going to think about trying to throw the water over your left shoulder. So rotate, sinking back into that hip, and then it's totally appropriate to pivot that foot. So if I sink into my right hip, I can pivot that right foot as I throw the weight over the left. Down and up. Good. Breathing in, weights up by my pocket position. If I had pockets in my pants, over and up. When you finish that last rep, go ahead and rest. In between sides, we're going to keep holding on to that weight. Walk the feet nice and wide. And now a sumo stance, lowering the weight down towards the floor. Curl it into your chest and then raise those arms up to overhead. Excellent. So I bow down, hips go back, squeeze the glutes, curl it in, push high to overhead. Beautiful. 30 more seconds here. Depending upon your flexibility through the hamstrings, you don't have to go all the way to the ground. If it doesn't feel right to your back to bow down that far, just go to about mid-shin. And then just like we practiced on that second circuit, as you raise those arms to overhead, squeeze the tush, Draw the ribs in. Good. Up and down. Final time. Curl, press, and rest. Hang on to that weight. We're going to go back to those crossbody chops. Now it's going to be from your left hip over the right shoulder. So I sink back into that hip, throw the water over the shoulder. Now you'll be pivoting through your left foot, my right. Down and up. Awesome. Down and up. Beautiful. It's our first of 3 rounds. So you can make adjustments to the weight if you want to go a little bit heavier later on. Especially when you're working a newer movement. Less struggle and more of that coordination, more smooth movement pattern. Good. 1 or 2 more. And rest. Fantastic. Go ahead and set that weight down. And then we're just going to take a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a stretch, hugging the thigh up and into the chest. We'll vary this from round to round. Hug it in, pull that knee as high as you can up into that chest position. Good. If you want to add a little bit of a challenge, the leg that's down, you can try to raise up onto that toe, hugging the thigh in. So you can just gently lift up onto the toe of your support leg. Whoop. Up and down. Good. Last time. Beautiful. And now on round 2, instead of touching the ankles in front of the body, now we're going to start to move to that behind the back. We're going to try to grab onto the heels. Wonderful. These different cross crawl patterns, bringing the hands towards the opposite feet. One side of the brain will talk to the other side of the brain. Seems simple when you can do it, but then when you lose that coordination, it doesn't feel as simple. There you go. Nice. Maybe 1 more on each side. Keep those patterns firing. 2, 1, and rest. Good job. We're back to our crossbody chop. Go ahead and find the weight you want to use. First sequence is going to be from your right hip over the left shoulder. So you're going to walk the feet about hip width apart, stomach drawn in, holding the weight. I send those hips back. And now as I pivot that foot, as I throw the water over the shoulder, down and drive. Good. Try to squeeze the glute on that right hip as well when you come into that pivot position. Nice. There you go, Sharon. Come a little higher with that dumbbell. So up and over the shoulder, hinging over, driving high. Good, Jean. Yep. Looks great, Kathy. Couple more. Excellent. Resting there. Just a slight adjustment of the feet. Draw the stomach in, draw the shoulders back, and we're going back to that sumo deadlift, curling to the chest, squeeze those glutes up to overhead. So ground to shoulders to overhead. Yep. And it's going to be a much lighter weight than we would normally do on your deadlifts, but we still get that hinging practice. Beautiful. Practicing that long spine position as you send the hips back, maintaining a soft bend in those knees. 10 more seconds. Beautiful. When you finish that next rep, take a pause. We're going to go back to that crossbody chop. Now it's going to be your left hip over your right shoulder. When you're ready, here we go. Over and up. Breathing in as you bow down. Breathing out as you chop across the body. Excellent. Allowing your left foot to pivot. Try to squeeze the glute on that side. Kathy, would be your right. Wonderful. Halfway there. Breathing in, breathing out. Working those biceps a little bit here as well. And 2, 1, resting. Weight goes down. Alrighty, we did the thigh and the chest last time. Now we're gonna do like a walking quad stretch. You're gonna pull the heel towards the glute and just alternate sides. Pull it back, step it down, switching sides. Good. can still give that little toe raise challenge if you want. When you grab the foot, you can raise up onto the toes. Make sure you come back down to the heel before you release that foot. Challenges that balance a little bit more. And if you are choosing to come up on that toe raise, try to find your big toe and really push off through that big toe. Wonderful. And take a pause. Nice work. Grab a short drink. We're going to take it through one more time. All right, first 20 seconds, we're going to go heel taps in front of the body. And then second 20 seconds, we're going to go behind the body. There we go. Nice. Kicking that heel nice and high. Gives a little bit of mobility through those hips as well. All right, from here, now we'll start to take it behind the body. Just try to grab onto that heel. Like if you can literally grab your heel at the hand. Might feel like it slows it down a little bit, but that's okay. You'll get that deep flexion through that knee and feel that hamstring engage. Wonderful. Maybe one more on each side. And then we're back to our weight for that crossbody chop. Set the feet about hip width apart, midline strong. Let's start with taking the weight to your right hip, bowing down, and then pivot through that right foot as you throw it over your left shoulder. Down and up. Nice. Breathing in as you bow forward. Breathing out as you throw it over the shoulder. And on this one, I mostly look forward. I don't turn my head a whole lot. There we go. Want to really feel like you draw that stomach in as you bow down. Maybe a couple more here. Good. Lowering that weight between the legs, walking the feet nice and wide. Squeeze those shoulders back. With that soft bend the knees, start with that sumo deadlift. Bowing at the hips, keeping that weight right between the ankles, curl to the chest, and then squeeze the backside as you push up to overhead. We're gonna go another 30 seconds here. Final round, everyone. Breathe as you move. Yeah, great overhead reach, Sharon. Nice position of your back, Jean. Awesome, Kathy. 15 seconds left. Woo. Okay, one more time. Down, curl, press, and rest. Got to finish with those crossbody chops. Keeping those feet nice and wide. Draw those shoulders back. And now it's going to be from your left side over the right shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out. Awesome. Very good. Down and up. Nice opening for the hip as well. Get that rotation. Kind of feel that hip open like when we do a lot of our stretching. Good. Halfway. Nice work. Couple more. And 2, 1. All done there. All right. Set it down. We did our quad stretch. We did our thigh to chest. Now we'll do our full figure 4. Trying to grab the foot, pull the ankle towards the opposite hip. You can still raise up on this one if you feel steady enough. Final movement here. Nice and level. Bit of our cool down sequence as well. Great job today, everyone. Lots of balance work, which does slow the intensity down a little bit. That's all right. Not every day needs to be intense. It's more sustainable when you can have sessions that you can just kind of walk away from, not feel like you have to go take a nap afterwards. It's more supportive for your body. All right, one more or so on each leg. When you finish, shake it out. Nice job. Go ahead and grab a drink of water. Cool down stretch is next. All right, today's cool down stretch is going to be our down dog sequence that comes into our pigeon and seated twist. So if pigeon is a hard position for you, maybe bring the block or bring a pillow around. Go ahead and set it down. And then go ahead and make your way to all fours. So starting on hands and knees, nice wide handprint, turn the toes under. And then when you're ready, we'll start to make our way into down dog. Raise the hips up, pulse between the arms, breathing in as you rock forward, breathing out as you rock back. We'll wait for the second side to worry about the heel pedal. And let's start with your left leg. You're gonna glide the leg up, point the toe, see how high you can extend that hip and point the leg back. And then we'll bring it forward, square the hips and shoulders. And this is where you could use that block. You can bring it right in front of the body, wheeling on the block if you need. And ensure that you just don't drop into that hip. So stay a little bit engaged, either with arms bent down, or if you wanna extend your body up, draw those shoulders back. Eyes looking up and forward. And once all we go into that ultimate stretch of trying to grab that back foot if you choose. We've got another 15 seconds here, and then we're gonna make our way into seated twist. All right, buddy, we're almost done. And then when you're ready, if you are holding the back foot, go ahead and release. Sitting down, it would be your left hip. And then swing that trail leg around, hug it into the chest. Emphasize how tall you can sit here, drawing the shoulders back. And then we'll just kind of work our way into that twist. There's lots of different variations, so if there's one that you prefer, feel free. Otherwise, right hand crawls behind, working that left elbow onto the right thigh. And now you do want to turn that head and neck, so look over your shoulder. Breathe in, try to lengthen through the spine. Breathe out, see if your body wants to twist slightly more. When you're ready, go ahead and release from there. So if you're hugging your right leg in, that's going to be the leg that we extend. Final time into down dog. Nice wide handprint, turn those toes under, raise the hips up. Few more of those pulses, get a nice opening for that mid back, draw the chin to the chest, invite your heart to move towards your thighs. Really try to be long out of those arms. And now this second time, we're gonna spend some additional time here to stretch those calves, pedal the heels. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, point that leg extended up, believe it's your right side up, and bring it forward. Square those hips and shoulders. Coming forward, using the block if you'd like when you're ready for that pigeon stretch. Staying up high or coming down low. If you'd like to grab that trail leg, go ahead and reach behind, same side of the body, same side arm, grabs that same side foot. Square the shoulders, eyes looking forward, a few more breaths here. Awesome, if you are holding that back foot, go ahead and release, sitting onto that hip and swing that back leg around. Nice work. Stand up nice and tall. And then you can start to work that arm behind you, work that elbow on the outer hip. Take it into whatever version of the seated twist you like best. Turning the head and neck. A few more breaths here. Lengthen on that inhale. Twist slightly more on that exhale. Get my words here. When you're ready, go ahead and release. Alrighty, and then let's come next into that hurdler stretch. So go ahead and bring one leg in towards your groin, extend that opposite leg out, sitting right up on those sit bones. We'll take the hand to the knee and then just gently slide down for the foot, not forcing anything. Opposite arm goes in that slightly into that side stretch up to overhead, and then turn the head and neck, peering up to that hand. Fantastic. If you're grimacing here, if it's super painful, back out of that stretch just a little bit. Otherwise, one more breath and release. Fantastic. Butterfly in between sides. Bring the soles of your feet together. Work yourself up nice and tall. Draw those shoulders back. Hug those feet in, and then just invite those knees to lower down towards the ground. Try to emphasize the upper body posture here as well. You can kind of engage those lats to really pull the shoulders back and down. Nice little opening for the chest. Close those eyes. Let's breathe 3 more times here. Nice deep inhale through the nose. Out through the mouth. Lifting your head up towards the sky, drawing that chin in on the inhale. One more time. Sit tall. And relax. Fantastic. All right, hurdler stretch on that second side. Extend the leg, draw the foot in, reposition yourself right up on those sit bones. Hand starts on the knee. Gently glide it down the shin, and then up and over with the opposite hand. Nice smooth breathing here as you peer up to that hand. One or two more breaths. And release. Fantastic. All right, final 2 stretches. Let's take yourself onto your back. We'll finish hugging the legs into the chest. And then moving into that 2-knee twist. Arms to the side. Bring both legs to one side. Turn the head. Look over the other shoulder. And then nice and gentle. Both legs come together. Up and across. Turn the head the other way. Let's get about 2 or 3 touches on each side. You choose how long you want to spend in that position. When you do finish, loosen up that lower back with the 2-knee twist. Happy baby. Elbows inside the knees. Grab the feet. And a little bit different opening for those inner thighs. Working the elbows to pull the legs wide. Gently rocking yourself side to side. Give a little massage, a little loosening for that low back once again. Stay as long as you'd like in that position. And then when you do finish, now we'll bring the legs back together. Start to extend those legs straight out on the ground as you raise your arms up to overhead. And then just take it like a nice good morning stretch, right? Like if you can imagine you're in your bed and you're just really going to take a moment to stretch your body, like stretch Armstrong. Breathing in nice and deep. And then when you're ready, you'll start to lower your hands to the side, palms up, and down to the sides. Either stay here, or sometimes it's nice to connect into yourself, bringing one hand onto your heart, one hand onto your belly. Square the head and neck, close those eyes. And just take a moment to pause here. Express some thanks for your body. Release any of the criticism of what maybe you struggled with today. Any judgments that you have. Movement is very important for our body, but stillness is also very important in our body, for our body, sometimes very underrated in our society. Just a simple way to experience that moment of peace. All right, friends, spend as much as you'd like there. Thank you for sharing some time and some movement with me today, and look forward to moving with you next time.